mobile phone days to a call box, and I phoned my mum and I said, "Mum, I've just bought this figure." And there was a silence, a long, long silence. And basically, she didn't speak to me for a month. And she didn't give me the figure, which she had to pay for, of course. She didn't give me the figure for my birthday, and she didn't give me my figure for Christmas. I got it a year later as a punishment for being such a greedy, unpleasant little child. But it is a measure of you know, how bad it can get when you really, really want something.
Did you know Fergus still won't reveal what he paid for that first figure? Must have been a heck of a lot of pocket money. Now, careful spending is very much a theme of our next feature. We're asking 3 of our Antiques Roadshow team members to demonstrate their canny buying skills. They've each got a budget of £75 to try and buy a collectible that has a useful function. So let's see how they got on. Let's meet the specialists, all of whom have a very distinctive style and equally strong ideas about how best to combine beauty and practicality in one object. First, there's the flamboyant Catherine Higgins, who loves anything with colour and texture. Next is Stephen Moore, whose eclectic taste means he isn't afraid to experiment by mixing up different styles. And finally, we have Mark Hill, who has a talent for reinventing items from overlooked eras to cut a thoroughly modern dash. It was the famous 19th century designer William Morris who said, "Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." And today our experts have £75 to spend on something that fulfills both those criteria.
When you're thinking of buying something functional, you might want to consider something electrical. If you do, it's very important to make sure that it's going to be safe to use. So this lamp here, this 1950s lamp behind me, has been rewired and been tested by a qualified electrician, whereas this lamp here, which isn't for sale, still carries its original 2-core wiring, which hasn't got an earth. It's very important that you don't buy something like that, because it's the responsibility of the dealer to make sure that it has been rewired. You want to be safe.
At antiques fairs, dealers often remove the wiring from old electrical items altogether. This means an added cost to get them back in working order.
This is fantastic. This just sums up everything you can think about 1950s and 1960s design. It's like a UFO landed. Think of all those B movies and fantastic science fiction movies that were so popular during the 1950s and 60s. It's a heater. So you'd have it in your living room or hallway or something like that by a company called Sofono, and it was designed in 1959. I've seen them sell for a lot more than the £20 price tag on this. I'd love to buy it. I'd love to own it and heat my house with it. The only problem are these little bits of damage here and a large bit of damage on the back. If it was going to be taken home with me today, I'd like to see it in slightly better condition. So I think, with enormous regret, I'm going to leave this one.
Stephen is always on the lookout for something that combines form with function.
Now, something like this, I mean, this fulfills everything I've been talking about with antiques. You know, it's a 1950s thermos flask. You would fill it with water and then you just put the cork lid in like that to keep the water cold while you're having lunch or whatever. And, you know, it's very elegant. It could almost be based on the form of a Georgian coffee pot. And, you know, it's in practically new condition, and it's £11. I mean, it's not for me, but it's a bargain.
After his disappointment over the space-age heater, has Mark found something else to tickle his fancy?
This 1930s chandelier has really caught my eye. It's made of brass with a cast phenolic, which is an early type of plastic used in the 1920s and 30s, and effectively derived from bakelite, I suppose, which was the first synthetic plastic. This bright orange colour is typical of what you find today, but originally it would have been much lighter. It would have been a creamy colour. I actually quite like it because it reminds me of the 1930s, the age of jazz. Adding a lighting feature like this is a fantastic way to add a period touch to a room. I think for £65, it's an absolute bargain. If this was in a design shop in maybe central London or somewhere like that, I could easily see the price being £150, £200. So this is the sort of thing I mean when you come to a fair like this. It's rainy, it's cold, it's hard work, but every now and again you find a little gem, just like this Art Deco light fitting.
Mark tells me that to have a 1930s light fitting rewired to present-day safety standards will cost him a maximum of £50. Not a bad price to pay for a piece of working Art Deco design. Now, has Catherine found what she's looking for?
This is what I've chosen as my functional item. It's a piece of fabric, but not just any piece of fabric. It's actually a curtain. And personally, I think the pattern itself is very striking. It's desperately post-war, 1950s, and the pattern title is called Nautilus by a great screen-printed designer called Mary Warren. Fabric is something that's very underrated as a collectible and has tremendous potential. The more that's being discovered about post-war fabric and textile design, the more the prices are set to increase. A little bit of damage here and there, a little bit of discoloration on the side here, but I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt, and anything that's left over I turn into cushions. It's priced at £75, which is just within my price range, so I'm going to go for it and watch it grow as a collectible.
Both Catherine and Mark have definitely fulfilled the brief of beauty and practicality. Can Stephen make it a hat-trick?
This has just got to be my functional item. I've got great 60s styling, regent tone here in brass, baker-like knobs, walnut veneer. I love it. I know it may not be functioning now and it may not get high definition, but what a great wacky side table this is going to make. It's £50. It's a wonderful piece of early technology, and in a few years to come these sort of things will be really sought after. A little bit of cleaning and polishing on it, a little bit of wash down. I love it. It even comes with Noddy Dog.
Interesting choice. Three very different approaches to the challenge from three very different specialists. With some attention from a qualified electrician, Mark's light fitting will make a splendid addition to any room. Catherine's 1950s print fabric was right on budget and is set to become a future classic. I think Stephen cheated with his defunct 1960s TV as side table, as he was supposed to find something functional. But he reckons it's a real talking point. Yes, a talking point. That's certainly one way of putting it. One of the guaranteed longest queues at the Antiques Roadshow is to see the picture team. And they must see hundreds of images every day. We asked our art specialist, Grant Ford, to pick one of his more memorable roadshow finds.
The steeplechase by Sybil Andrews. Tell me where you found it.
It was at a car boot.
Car boot sale.
Car boot sale, yeah.
I hadn't seen really anything in the morning, and then suddenly one of our reception staff turned up with this fantastic image by Sybil Andrews called The Steeplechase. A wonderful thing about Sybil Andrews was that she was particularly interested in cubism and futurism, and with this particular print you get a real sense of strength and speed with the horses. There was definitely a sense in this picture of machine-like movement, real dynamism, and great colour too. 3 horses taking a hedge, but it was a stunning modernist lino print, a print, but hugely collectible and very, very rare to find. In 1918, she was working in a factory as a welder, so she really got the sense of the machine age. Do you know, it was the most exciting thing to find this particular print, because the print wasn't produced in large numbers, and the gentleman that brought it in had found it at a car boot sale for £4. What drew you to the picture at this car boot sale?
Well, the simplicity and the colours and the movement that's depicted and the subject as well.
So you visit many car boots?
I did do at one time, yeah. Not anymore.
Do you think this could be valuable?
No, I just like to.
Well, it is marked 32 out of 50, so it's a limited edition of 50. It's a very well-known image, very rare image, and the sort of image that's very sought after at the moment.
Right, go on.
And it's worth about £5,000 to £8,000.
Land joking. Not a bad boot to buy that, was it? Thank you very much.
Yes, I'd be pretty happy if I picked that up at a car boot. Now, if you're musically inclined, stand by to cover your ears. Yes, I think definitely a bit more practice required. And you see, a lot of musical instruments turn up at our shows, and there are 1 or 2 candidates on the team who always seem to end up with them. But perhaps that's because they've more than a passing interest in the subject.
It's a shame